Some days you're just so exhausted, but you just keep moving, and that's how you do it, sister. According to research and a study, a mom who's raising a family and kids works the equivalent of 2.5 jobs, which translates to roughly 98 hours per week. Considering a full-time job is roughly around 40 hours, we are literally working double the time. Double and a half. Starting around 6:30 and ending roughly around 8:30 p.m. Just like many of you who are trying to start an online business as well as raising a family and balancing work, today I want to share some insights with you that have helped me navigate through this journey. Hey everyone, my name is Tina and I'm a digital product sales coach and also a full-time mom. So if you're a mom who's building an online business, work full-time, raising a family, cook and clean, props to you because it's definitely hard and I can testify to that. Today I do want to discuss the struggles that I personally deal with, and I know a lot of other moms probably are if I am going through the same thing. So the number one thing is not having enough time, because you're a full-time mom, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're feeding the babies, you have dogs, you're walking them, you're taking them out to go pee or poop, picking up poop. I'm literally picking poop pretty much all day. Not having time is such a huge factor for me, because on top of that, you're trying to learn something new to build a business online. So you have to pretty much set time aside to learn while you start implementing and actually showing up to grow an audience so you can start making money. You know, my kids wake up at 8, you put them to sleep around 7 to 8. So essentially you don't really have any time for yourself in between. And in between that, you're making breakfast, lunch, and dinner, bath time, all of that. So not having enough time is actually a real thing. And I know people out there are going to be like, oh, well, you got to make the time. Well, you know, sometimes you make the time and you're really working around your baby's clock, your baby's time. Because just for example, yesterday I woke up at 5 a.m. to record some videos, but my son decided to wake up along with me. So there goes that time. Like, there was no point in me waking up. I could have slept in for another hour, but he decided to wake up at 5 a.m. and stay up for 1 hour. So after the hour, when he fell asleep, I had to go make my daughter lunch and breakfast. So I really didn't have a lot of time, except for when he napped around from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So the biggest time is the time constraint, and it's really hard to navigate around that. But at the end of the day, I really focused on knowing my why and what my motivation is to start an online business. For me personally, I don't want to go back to work, to a full-time job that really requires, you know, 8 to 10 hours of my time per day. And this is why I've started an online business, because I just want to create my own income at the comfort of my own home and raise a family at the same time. There's moms out there who have maybe 4 kids or 5 kids and they are doing it, so can you. So I don't want to make excuses, but just make time for it. Maybe wake up a little bit earlier if you need to do it during baby's nap times. Best time I find is to wake up earlier in the morning, because your mind is fresh. You just had somewhat of a good sleep. And you have about, say from 5, if you wake up at 5 to about 7, about 2 hours to really do what you need to do. And what works for me is planning my day out before. The day before, I will be in my bed thinking about and writing down what I need to do. And the simplest thing is write down 3 things you need to do. Say for example, last night I was like, you know what, tomorrow I need to record a video, edit the video, and then work on my funnel. So these are the 3 things I'm gonna work on today, and I'm gonna get it done no matter what. It's good to stay on top of things and to get things done, because you're gonna feel so good at the end of it, and it's a step toward hitting my own personal goals. The other challenge on starting an online business and working full-time and being a full-time mom is also the fatigue. I mean, the tiredness is real, guys. I'm literally on 2 or 3 cups of coffee a day, which is very horrible, I know, but it feels so good to kind of just, and then you're like, yay, I'm wide awake. But what you need to do is drink more water throughout the day. I did purchase a huge gallon of water to make sure I'm drinking it throughout the day so it doesn't make me feel tired, because now I no longer even nap with my child. Once he goes to sleep for his long nap, I get to work and get things done. So yeah, the fatigue is real, and based on study, 78% of working mothers report feeling stressed and juggling work and family life, and that is real. There's two of my girlfriends who are working full-time right now, as well as starting an online business and raising a family. So it is a lot of work. Whatever time that you have, make a real good use of it. One thing that really started stressing me out was when I was trying to do something, like say record a video and my baby's crying, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm all stressed. But the one mindset shift that really helped me is really in my mind saying that my family comes first and the kids come first. So whatever it is they're crying about or whatever they need, I will drop whatever I need to do and go help them. Well, that's what you're supposed to do anyways, but in your mind you're like, oh my God, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. It really stressed the shit out of me, to be honest with you. And now that I've reframed that mindset of, hey, my family comes first, so that once this does happen, I actually don't feel stressed anymore, because I know in the back of my head, it's like, that's what I said to myself, this comes first. So recording a video can stay on the back burner and I can do it later. The other challenge many mothers do face, and I do so myself, is the guilt. The guilt that when you don't spend enough time with them, or like say for example, my 5-year-old daughter, she comes home from school. If my son is napping, she wants to spend time with me, but I do really want to get things done. So sometimes I'm just like, okay, just go on your iPad and play for a little bit. I just need 30 minutes to myself to get something done. And the guilt is real, guys, because they're over there kind of just spending time alone with themselves while you could be spending time with them. At the end of the day, people are going to be like, well, you're not going to get those times back. And how I've dealt with that is get out of my body and think and look back in hindsight. So something called future pacing. You kind of imagine yourself a year from now. And when you look back, you're like, okay, maybe I didn't spend time with her, but this is what I've accomplished in that 1 year to get to where I am today, to be able to spend more time with my family in the future. So it'll just be for 6 months or a year, establish what you need to establish, or maybe even it takes you a little bit longer to start succeeding. But when you look back, it's going to be really worth it, and your family's going to be like, yay, you know, mommy did it. She's spending a lot more time with us now. Because you do want to work in the beginning of when you're learning something new, there's going to be so many hurdles, and in the beginning there are going to be so many challenges. But if you just keep the eye on your prize and think about what your motivations are, because at the end of the day, you are doing it for your kids, not so much for yourself. You're doing it for your kids and your family. The other thing I want to discuss is having a partner who supports you in what you do really matters so much. Like having a partner who's like watching the kids while you need to do something, even though they do work full-time as well, really truly helps you, because it just helps you, because sometimes you just want to like pull your hair out and you're stressed, but the other person's your husband's there to help out you with the kids and stuff like that. So it really helps you with your challenges, let's just say that. The other thing that's really helped me is cooking one huge meal, like making a bulk of food in one sitting. Like it may take you an hour or two, but you can eat it over the next 2 days. Like for me, I'm Vietnamese, I love to make pho, so I can eat that honestly for 3 days. Like, but my daughter, she likes rice, so then I do make another rice dish as well. But once you cook in a big batch, you don't have to spend so much time on every day cooking and cleaning, because it just helps so much to just kind of batch your food, just like how you batch your content. But it really helps, and it helps with not cleaning so much. And sometimes when you just don't feel like cooking, just order in. Don't stress yourself out, right? I know food and everything's getting expensive nowadays, so I do try to not eat out so much, but sometimes you just deserve it, okay? The other thing I want to share is when I do buy my groceries, I do wash everything at once. It's so much easier when you are cooking. I cook all my meats, I marinate it, I wash all my vegetables, I cut it aside, I put it aside. So when you do need to cook something quick, you just stir fry it together, and it's super quick and easy. So just spend that, whenever you go get groceries, spend that 1 hour to wash it and prep it. whatever you need to do, because it saves you so much time throughout the entire week to prep and clean and cook. We're coming near to the end of this video. If you like my content, please subscribe so it helps me create more videos. And this is part 1 of my series of balancing life as a mom and also a full-time content creator. If this channel resonates with you, consider subscribing. I will start sharing my journey as a mom and as a full-time content creator, building a business online while raising a family. One thing that I want to leave you with, just make sure you are taking care of yourself, because self-care is so important. Otherwise, you'll be stressed, your hair will be falling off, and you will want to murder yourself. So, all right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.